Our next guest once called Obamacare the most dangerous piece of legislation ever passed by Congress. He's introducing legislation to stop the collection of personal data on the health care website. He says Kathleen Sebelius should resign, and he was the first congressman to call for her firing or resignation. Joining us now, Congressman John Fleming, a member of both the Armed Services Committee, the Natural Resources Committee. He's also a physician who serves as vice chairman of the GOP Doctors Caucus. Great to have you with us, Congressman. Let's turn first to your legislation. I mean, if you pull personal data from the Obamacare digital servers, they're done, aren't they? Obamacare is over.
Well, you're quite correct, and the attempt of this legislation is to protect Americans, not to destroy the portal site for Obamacare. But if you go on there and when you begin to enter your information, it says to you under terms and conditions, the U.S. government can share all of your information with whoever we choose. And, you know, Mr. McAfee, who is an expert in this area, who came up with the McAfee security software, says that this is a hacker's dream, that this is a fraudulent danger where people can hack these websites and get your personal information, your Social Security number. So what this legislation says is until the Secretary of HHS comes up with a secure website portal, that Americans should not be required to impart their vital personal information.
You know, as we are sitting here talking about this, and I think of all of the conflict and the political drama that the nation has witnessed there in the nation's capital, this website is a disaster. It seems to be fairly clear to most folks that this is worse than anything anyone imagined. The president seems to have no choice now but to start bringing in people, as he's doing, to try to fix it. What is your judgment? First, what is the Congress's view? And as you know, the House Oversight Committee, my gosh, what are you guys thinking about here when you look at 3 years of run-up time to this launch, and this is what they produce?
Well, the House Republicans are just shaking our heads. 3.5 years, almost 4 years now, since this law was passed, and somewhere upwards of over $600 million spent. And this is what we get, is something that Secretary Sebelius told us would be perhaps an enjoyable experience for customers. No, it's failed. And look, we should have expected this, and in fact, that's the reason why we wanted a limitation. And the reason why, Lou, is you have the Department of HHS, a department of the U.S. government that's taken over 1/6 of the largest economy in the world. And not a single person in that process has ever run a business. CGI, that was put in charge of this is not really their wheelhouse. So this should not be a surprise. So if this is happening now with this software and this internet portal, what is going to happen when we get into the actual functionality of this law? It's going to be even worse and more dangerous.
We don't have, obviously, complete White House logs here. For 2013, cabinet members are far less likely to be entered into the White House logs. But we have only 4 White House visitor entries for Secretary Sebelius. You know, Douglas Shulman, when he was running the IRS, and that worked out so well for everybody, he racked up 157 visits. But 4 visits when something this important, a program that is supposedly the signature for this administration, is rolling out, right, and they have 4 talks in person?
Well, Lou, a federal bureaucracy has no clue as to what it has no clue about. And what I'm saying is a federal bureaucracy has no knowledge, no understanding of how to operate a business. So the president goes out and makes a speech, he signed this into law, and he just thinks everything is going to happen magically, and everybody's going to do what they're supposed to do, when in fact it's left to the most incompetent people. And so now we have a situation where Secretary Sebelius is creating a tech surge. Remember that President Obama was against the surge in Iraq. He thought that was a bad idea, but that's precisely the model that he's using to try to revive this, rewriting 5 million new lines of software, and he's going to have to bring in experts from around the world to do what should have been done to begin with.
Well, one thing that does appear, Congressman, it looks like that you Republicans, are going to get your way. I can't right now imagine how in the world they would not have to delay the individual mandate and probably to give some equity to the consumer out there. Probably a year's delay would be just about right, which is what you all were asking for all along.
Yes.
Congressman, we appreciate you being with us.
Thank you so much.
Congressman
Thank you,
John Fleming.